Feature Friday.
The freshest.
We just checked out Mohammed Rafi's Top 100, and I thought we'd check him out live. I can't wait.
Intrigued, because I know that a lot of those recordings happened as live rooms recordings.
Yeah.
So a lot of live music as well as the singer in the same room. But that gives me a lot of comfort that this will probably be incredible.
We're gonna see him live, yeah. Kia hova tera vada. Do excuse the quality, you know, these videos are old and both. Old with gold.
He's reading it though.
Well, nowadays you have Shreya reading off of iPads.
I know.
And
I always find that incredible though. That
when
means
you
that they're
sing
not
over
very-
300 songs,
Yeah,
mate, what the fuck?
It's pretty cool though.
What's the point of memorizing all of them?
I just think it's hard.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, it's multitasking.
Because you also have to connect with the piece,
That's
right?
Oh, an
Accordion.
accordion.
Very rare to be used in Indian music. So we still prevail with that range live. God, the accordion really looks at it.
Wow. That's really cool. That singing phrase is difficult.
Very economical singer in terms of, because the singing phrases are quite long. It doesn't waste any energy.
Gorgeous though.
Very efficient.
That's so cool. You can learn a lot from this recordings and like a lot of this like really old footage for new generations of singing, regardless of the genre, because the adversities of these environments actually made really resilient singers.
Yep.
And a lot of the discipline and vocal health that they managed to maintain throughout their careers, it's down to how disciplined they were on set,
Yep.
on stage. Because again, this is probably what it looks like inside of the live room recordings. So they have the whole band, they have everything happening at the same time. So mental focus, it's very important.
Yep.
They prioritize stability of a physical body beyond anything else. And actually the breath control, you actually see it being targeted towards the top of his chest. It's a very lifted diaphragm, so a lot of it works through the higher range and the resonance through your mouth. And a lot of these techniques are overlooked in modern times, and I think they are very applicable regardless of the genre or the specific time frame that we're working with, or the requirements of the environment that you might find yourself in as a singer, because a lot of this little technical things that they have excelled at in their careers is actually what gave them the longevity to maintain such high quality vocals throughout a long time, for sure.
Yeah, that's probably why they were able to sing so many songs, you know.
Yes.
And he was basically had like a 30-year career.
Yeah, it's impressive, especially at the time. Highly impressive.
Those are congas. Wild,
Oh
right?
my god. But you see, I think in the 60s and the 70s, they were utilizing a lot of minor percussion and rhythms from Latin America, which actually plays such a question mark in music history and timeline in my head.
Because the harmonium is from the subcontinent, the Indian subcontinent, but the accordion is not.
Yeah, that's right. That's very European.
Yeah.
but it's actually the minor percussion that we're seeing here as congas are
This
utilized
here.
and bongos at the top.
I mean, I think these ones are the congas. I don't know what he's playing. That seems to me like I can't tell really. It seems to me like another.
Set of smaller congos.
Nah, that looks to me. I can't. I don't remember right now the name of it, but it is. I'll put it here. But
Oh,
it is
congarino.
it's an Indian instrument. He's probably playing the tabla.
Mm-hmm.
Same as this individual here. Could be playing the dolake as well. I don't know. It's really hard to tell because it's so.
The quality is questionable.
It's 140p.
Yeah. It makes you happy though. You see, a lot of the breath is being held up here. Very high diaphragm. And look how economic he is in his body exertion.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Look at that modulation, is phenomenal.
But you wouldn't be able to tell how he's modulating.
Actually, Efra, this is a more Western technique than it is
Really?
yeah. Yeah, this is a more Western technique than
Maybe because he does play. But I guess someone like Rahat Fateh Ali Khan also does, but he does it in a much more, I guess,
It's
Sufi
delicate.
way.
It's delicate,
But
but
here, given the range, perhaps he does have to shift the larynxes in a more sort of Western sense to what we're used to.
again, this is very delicate in terms of like the fusion between singing techniques, the Indian classical and Western like singing technique. But it's a really cool in between. It's a really fine line of utilizing both elements, but you can see it because he's not actually modulating with his head. He's actually modulating through pushing twanginess into the nose to find that higher melody, higher sound in his range, but he's also utilizing his diaphragm that's really lifted. Unlike what happens in Indian classical, it tends to be a very relaxed lower abdominal wall, because a lot of the work actually happens within the mouth.
So
Yeah, this is quite interesting.
he did grow up doing classical, and he recorded a lot of Punjabi songs, and mainly in Urdu. Actually, he sang mainly in Urdu. He also grew up in Punjab. By the time it was Punjab, British India.
Ah,
Because remember,
okay.
this is 1920s.
It's true. It's true.
Right now, it's just the Punjab states. Because he has more of a Punjabi background.
But you hear he utilizes vibrato. That's unlike. See, there's vibrato, and the modulation of the notes are actually very like you would utilize in boleros in the Hispanic music industry. Again, it's a funny thing. I think it has to do with the genre and the rhythms explore, more than it does about his personal singing technique, but his ability to adapt to the requirements of the song. He's a very cool singer, not gonna lie. This is really cool.
I was seeing perhaps more of an influence of different techniques, perhaps given the recency of the time in which he was singing in the music industry. A lot of instruments were being brought from
the colonization.
Yeah, from like Britain and
it's
other
possible.
cargoes, and people were sort of really mixing in.
Maybe
from
the
Europe.
music that the Brits were bringing in also had a different influence into what was happening in India at the time.
Because again, the fact that
questions,
these
I
are
don't know.
congas, this is insane.
It is questionable, yes.
And then the accordion is obviously quite shocking as well for this time.
And
Again,
it's interesting because you don't see those patterns repeating later on in the progression of music. Like right after the 70s, I think that died down heavily.
now it's more popular given the globalization of the world and
Correct.
since the 2000s.
But it kind of became more folkloric, more essence to the classical aspect of music in
Interesting.
India.
Tons of questions, and not the type of questions that you can just Google, because also Google might give you like weird responses, and it's really intriguing through learning through you guys, because a lot of you guys are actually from there, and you have parents as well that are from there, and they can tell you a little bit more, and grandparents that can tell you a little bit more about the impact of Mohammed Rafi and the reason why certain compositions were done in certain manners.